Most of the people that complain about not getting payouts, she got a payout that was $5,000. On Friday, I woke up in the middle of a midweek crisis. The biggest takeaway from this round of payouts. Welcome back to my road to 1,000 X followers. If you missed the first episode, in this series, I'm going to share everything I'm learning each week on my road to 1,000 followers on X. And last week, we finished with 156 followers. This week, I tried a few new things. Number one, I created a schedule. Number two, I planned my value posts ahead of time. And number three, I reposted all of my posts 6 to 9 hours after they were made. Let's start by talking about the schedule. So I created a schedule because I was beginning to get overwhelmed with all the things I needed to do each week. I am a creature of routine, and so I thrive when I have a set pattern that I follow each day. The main things I wanted to accomplish with this schedule were number one, waking up early so that I could get some work in on my X account before I had to go to the office. And number two, dedicating more time to reply to other creators. So I made a schedule that would have me wake up at 6:30 a.m. and then shower, get ready, and begin replying for 30 minutes at 7:30 a.m. This also meant that I had to go to bed by 10:30 p.m. Otherwise, I was not going to be able to wake up. And my schedule started off pretty good. I followed it really well for about half a week. Then on Wednesday, I got free tickets to the Jazz Spurs game and attended with my wife. And after that, my whole schedule got thrown off. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I went. But because I went to bed after 10:30 that night, it messed up the rest of my week. I did like the schedule though, so that is something I'm gonna keep and try to follow better this week. However, on Friday, I woke up in the middle of a midweek crisis. My follower count had gone back down to 150, and I was getting frustrated because I wasn't growing as fast as I wanted to. So I set aside some time to think about what I could do to speed up the process. And as part of this, I decided to try a few things. First was to pin a new post to my profile. So pinned posts get promoted to your followers and on the For You page. So I figured why not change it up and add a new post to the top of my profile. I also wanted to provide more value. My posts had kind of started to be all over the place, and so I wanted to bring myself back to a center and provide more value for my followers. To do this, I decided to plan out a topic for each day and focus on quality over quantity with my posts. And then the last thing I wanted to do was send more replies. So I had planned to reply for 30 minutes each morning, but usually what would happen is I would sit down and I'd start looking at my feed and maybe I'd get a post idea, and so I'd start writing something and I had to take a look at myself and say, okay, this time is for replying. So make sure to reply for the full 30 minutes. And then I ended up making a lot of posts on Friday because it was payout day and there was also some pretty big stuff that happened. So if you're unaware, there were some creators who received massive payouts, while others didn't receive a payout at all. And according to X, there were two main reasons for the massive payouts. First, they started to pay for impressions on your profile on ads. And second, they started to pay for people who are in the video ads monetization beta program. And that second part is super important. If X wants to be the best place for creators on the internet, video monetization is going to be a huge part of that. So Tiffany Fong is part of the beta testing for video monetization, and she got a payout that was $5,000. And I think the biggest takeaway from this round of payouts is X showing us what kind of creators they want to compensate. Most of the people that complain about not getting payouts are not really creators. Accounts that attempt to make money by posting other people's content, sharing meme videos, and other similar accounts are not the kind of accounts that X wants to reward. I learned this the hard way on my Ensign Gridiron account. I spent a lot of time building up that account, gaining followers, getting enough impressions to be monetized, but I didn't go about it the right way, and so I was paused and recently found out that that ruling is permanent. So the best way to make money on X is to share your own opinions and create your own content. So on Friday, I made a lot of posts about these very issues, sharing my opinion. I also spent a lot of time replying to people talking about these issues, and I was rewarded with +6 followers on the day. So there I was, right back at 156 followers, where I ended the past week, and I felt really happy because my hard work had paid off. I also got my blue checkmark back this day, which I'm sure helped because having the blue check gives you credibility, especially in the niche that I'm in. On Saturday, I made a couple more posts about the payout situation and sent a bunch more replies. And once again, I was rewarded with 7 more followers. So in the space of 2 days, I went from 150 to 163 followers. There was likely some carryover from the previous day. Replying helped. And then one other important thing I did is I replied to anyone who commented on my post. Not only does that encourage people to engage with my account in the future, it also leads to more impressions because posts that have a lot of replies get boosted and often are shown on the For You page. This was also the day that I planned out my value posts for the upcoming week. I didn't specifically write out the post, but I did pick a topic, an idea, and assign it to a day. Then on the day of is when I would go in and actually write the post. Okay, and then the last thing that I tried this week was reposting all of my value posts about 6 to 9 hours later. And what I would do here is I would make a post in the morning and in the afternoon, and then several hours later, I would repost both of those posts, and oftentimes I would get more engagement when I reposted it than when I posted it in the first place. This is an idea that is inspired by Justin Welsh, who has had success with this, and essentially it lets you double dip on engagement and impressions. I highly recommend this strategy so long as you go back and undo the repost before you go to bed, because that will help keep your profile clean. So by following my schedule, providing more value, and reposting all of my posts, I was able to gain plus 15 followers on the week, and I finished with 171 followers. This is 6 more followers than I gained the previous week, and I'm really satisfied with my progress because all of these followers that I gained came after my midweek crisis. In fact, if you look at the numbers, I actually gained 21 followers from Friday to Tuesday. So the biggest things that I learned this week were the importance of evaluating your progress and then making necessary changes.